That always startles me. Okay. So now on Zoom, I don't know, I think everybody out there can hear that as well. Now on Zoom, when you hit the record button, it lets everybody know that you're recording. And it startles me because there's a voice in my ears and it's not me. All right, so today we're going to work a little bit more with our hips and glutes. So you'll want to strap in a couple of blocks and have them pretty close to you. We're going to start laying down, and we're going to use both as we get ourselves warmed up. So go ahead and lay down on your backs. And your legs can be straight or your knees can be bent, whatever feels good for you. If your knees are bent, maybe your feet go wide and your knees go in, just so you're not having to keep tension in the legs to hold them upright. And then let the shoulders come back toward the floor, the back of the head, nice and even so your chin isn't rising up or tucked too far down, just nice and level. Your hands can be down at your sides or resting on your belly. And then again, let's just find our center, right? Let's find our middle way, our center, our balance as we move into our mats fully, both mind, body, and spirit. Maybe you snuggle into your mat a little bit. Maybe you take a moment to feel the mat under your skin. And then we just start taking some nice, deeper breaths in. And exhaling and letting it go. Feel your lungs expand. Feel them go back down. The belly moves, the diaphragm. But even more subtly, the pelvis moves and the collarbones move as we inhale and exhale. And if your jaw's tight, go ahead and release that. Good, few more very focused breaths right here. And then let your eyes open if the eyes were closed. If your legs are straight, go ahead and bend the knees. And we're going to start out pretty easy. Just bring your right knee to your chest. And then push it straight out, but don't let it touch the ground. Good. Inhale, same side, bring it in. Exhale, straighten it out. Good. 3 more. Bring it in, stretch. And exhale it out. 2 more, bring it in. Press it out on your exhale. And last one, bring it in. And exhale, press it out. And then let that foot come to the floor. So far, so good. Bring the left knee into chest and press it out. Good. 4 more right here. Just finding your range of motion as we start to warm up through our hips. This is number 3. Good, bring it in. Last one, squeeze the knee in and press it out, and then let that foot come to the floor. Bring the soles of both feet together, and then let the knees come up and knees go out. So just simple warm up here real quick. and out. Just 5 of these. Press in and reach out. Good. 2 more. Reach it in and out. Bring it in. Good. This one, hold that out. Hold the out. The soles of the feet are together. The belly tones in so that you're not overarching in the back. There'll be a little bit of a anterior pelvic tilt, but not a whole bunch. And then take both hands to the inner thighs. Relax the shoulders, and then push your inner thighs up into your hands. And just breathe. Good. Maybe 30%, maybe 40%. When you do that, you should feel your glutes engage, and then just release. Don't push down, just release it. Good. As you inhale, push the legs into your hands. Exhale, release it. 3 more just like this. Inhale, push into those hands. Get your legs starting to warm up and activate. Feel your glute muscles engage. Release, let go. And 2 more. Release. Good. Last one. Reach and release. Good. Bring those knees back up to center. Separate your feet until they are hips width apart. And then let the knees come out to the sides. Good. Be mindful here. Tone your belly. Press your hips off the floor. So your feet are not touching. Your knees are out to the side. You're leaning on the pinky edge of your feet. Bring your knees towards center, their hips width apart, and lower the hips down. 5 of these. Knees go out, hips rise up, knees come back to hips width, and lower down. Good. Take it out. Breathe. Press those hips up. It's kind of a modified bridge pose, right? Bring the knees together and down. They're not actually together. 2 more. Take them out. Lift your hips. Bring the knees towards center and lower down. We got 1 more right here. Reach them out. This one we're going to hold for a little bit. If there's any pain, don't do it. Breathe. Feel the knees reaching out to the side. The outer hips are active. The glutes are active. You can press your hands into the floor or press your elbows into the floor, and then slide those knees back towards center and lower your knees to the floor. Well done. And then grab one of your blocks. Take the block underneath your sacrum at the lowest level. Make sure it's not in your low back anywhere. Your left foot stays on the floor. Your right knee draws toward chest. And bring it in as far as you can for your knees. If that hurts your knees, grab underneath instead of on top of your shin. And then just kind of notice here. And then press your right leg straight out. Don't lower it to the floor. Bring that knee in and press it out. Good. 3 more. Bring it in. Exhale, push that leg out and in. Press it out. Good. Last one here. Bring it in and press it out. And then place that foot on the floor. Bring your left knee in, squeeze it in, and press it out. Good. 4 more. Just squeeze your pace here, pressing in and out. Working through the hip flexors, right? That front of the leg. Bring it in. Press it out. We got 1 more here if I haven't lost count. And press out and release. Now, option here, we're gonna do that 5 more times each side, or you're either gonna stay low on the block, or I want you to flip the block up to the 2nd level. That's going to take you up higher. Might feel a little wobbly, so make sure it's flat underneath your sacrum, right about the line of those hip points. And you can even put your hands on it if you want a little bit more stability. So the block is either super low or 1 level up. Keep your left foot on the floor. This time I want you to push your left foot into the floor so that leg is more active. Bring your right knee to your chest and press it out. Good. Bring it in. Press out. This is 3, squeeze it in, press out, and 4, press it out. Good. Number 5, you're going to bring it in, hold it in, and feel the stretch along the front left leg, left hip. Just notice you're really pressing your right knee in as far as it'll go for you. And then press it straight out and long and see if you can lower your foot to the floor. Once it's on the floor, relax it. If you can't lower it to the floor while on your second level, then lower that level down and just breathe, and then take the right arm overhead. So we're stretching that whole right side, the front of that hip, the front psoas. Big deep breath. That's it. One more breath here. And then release your arm, release that leg. The foot goes right back to the floor. Push into your right foot a little bit. Bring your left knee to chest and push it out. Good. Remember to keep the right foot a little bit active, right? Just a conscious press in as you bring the left knee in and straighten it. That's it. Good. This time I want you to bring the left knee in and hold it. Now press into your right foot. You should feel a little stretch through the right side, front of your leg, front of your hip. Kind of a nice little stretch here. You can even, if you're not feeling it, maybe you press your right knee away from you isometrically just a little bit. And then straighten your left leg, let it come to the floor. Oh yeah, this side is way tighter on me than the right side. So just notice, try to relax the left leg, stretch into the whole left front leg, left psoas. The rest of you is just chilling out, right? Nothing much happening in the upper body. Your head, neck, shoulders are all relaxed here. And allow that nice deep stretch. Thank you. Take the left arm up. There's a voice in my ear. Thank you, Cease. Good. Taking the left arm overhead so that you stretch that whole left side. Deep breath. And then release the left arm, release that left leg, both feet to the floor. I want you to squeeze in through your hips and glutes, lift your hips off the floor, take the block out and lower those hips back to the floor. Good, maybe just a little bit of pelvic tilt and tuck here just to warm it up, just to get it to relax. And then bring your right knee to your chest. If you can, I want you to straighten your left leg. And once you straighten the left leg, it might feel like it's kind of popped off the floor. See if you can ground that leg a little bit and draw your right knee in keep your left leg active, by the way, and draw your right knee in and just reach it in. Tone the belly a little bit. Wherever you are with your right knee, I want you to release the hands and try to keep your knee there. So see if you can keep it as much as you can. So first we work on that range of motion. Now we're really engaging the hip flexor muscles to keep that leg there. Take your right hand to the front of your right thigh. Push your hand into your thigh. Again, optional. This is going to increase sensation a whole bunch as you resist. So we're creating some tension here. We're working with that front hip flexor. Take a really deep breath, everybody. Good. And then just release the hand. Take your right hand to your right knee and take the right knee out to the side. As you do that, don't go super far. Try to keep that left hip down on the floor or really close. So I'm not trying to get that leg all the way out. I'm trying to keep the hips pretty much level. So start by just feeling where you are, right? That's stretching those adductors, those inner thigh muscles. Take your right hand to the outside of your right knee and push your knee into your hand and resist. Now it's totally up to you how much you go here. Don't go 100%, right? but feel the sensation. We're working with the legs, the hips, inner and outer thighs as well. And we're just trying to get some, woo, some extra work here. Are you still with me? Big deep breath. And then release it. Take the same right hand to the inside knee. Go easy here and try to push your knee back into your hand. Woo, yeah. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Release, take that knee up and across toward your left shoulder. So it's not going down toward the floor, it's coming up toward your opposite side shoulder. And you should feel a nice stretch in that outer hip. Find your breath here. Good, your left leg still active, everybody. Good, take your left hand to your inside knee, right? The inside of your right knee, and just coax that right knee into your hand a little bit more. Yep, it's a lot of isometric work here. I love isometric work. It really works the muscles. Breathe. Good. And then finally take your right hand to the outside of your knee. Press that stretch in a little bit deeper. Keep the knee heading towards shoulder, and then resist knee into hand. Big deep breath. Good. Bring that knee to center. Bring the knee up into your chest and straighten that leg all the way to the floor. And maybe notice the difference one side to the other. And when you're ready, your right leg stays straight. Your left knee comes to chest. You're either holding under your knee or on top of that knee, and just stretch it in as deep as you can for you, right? No pain. So be gentle with your knee. Find your breath. And then release the hands. Try to keep the knee in place. Just pause. You're going to feel that front hip crease working for most of us, right? Because that's all that hip flexor strength. And then take your left hand to the front of your left thigh and push your knee into your hand into your knee. Woo! Yep. Find your breath, everybody. This one is tough. I find this one pretty tough to hold on to it and maintain that attention to the right leg. Good. One more deep breath here. Good. Release. Whew. Take the left knee out to the left side. Try to ground the right hip and the right knee. And just pause here and feel the stretch of the inner thighs. Yep. My hand's resting here, but it's not pushing or pulling. It's just stretching. And then the left hand goes to the outside of your left knee. You're going to press your left knee into your hand. You're going to resist. Breathe. Whew. Right. So it's amazing when you do these, especially these isometric exercises, you can really feel where you are tighter. Like my left side is definitely giving me feedback that it's tighter than the right this morning. Just breathe. Good. Release that. Take the left hand to the inside knee. A little bit gentler here, but press your knee into your hand, but resist, right? So that left knee is still going out to the left side, but I'm giving it some work. So the inner thighs are getting some work. Good. Breathe, everybody. One more big deep breath. And take that knee up and across toward your right shoulder. Use your right hand to draw it in. Stretch out that outer left hip. Good. And then take your right hand to the inside of your left knee and try to push the knee in. It's not really going to go very far, right? It's not going in very far, but I'm just giving it a little bit of resistance. Find your breath. Release that. Take your left hand to the outside of your left knee. Push the knee in, but keep the form, right? Keep that knee training toward the right shoulder. Use your breath. Release. Bring your knee to your chest and straighten that leg nice and long. Take both arms overhead and stretch, stretch, stretch out through the front of your legs. Whew. Good. Bend both knees. Turn to your right side. I have my head up mostly from so that I can talk and not muffle the ear thing. But you might want to have your head down, resting either on a blanket or on your arm, right? Either one of those is okay. Take your bottom leg and make it 90 degrees. So from your hip to your knee, from your knee to your foot. Your top leg either can be foot on the floor or it can be down and straight. If you have it down and straight, I find a really nice little stretch through that top hip. That's just an added bonus for what we're doing with the rest of our body. So that everything else is a pretty straight line. You're going to press your right knee into the floor and lift your foot and lower leg off the floor. And breathe. Good. And then lower. We're going to do 10 of these. So that was 1. Squeeze it up, down, and 3, and 4, right? External rotation, 5, and 6. Pause at the top, 7, and 8, and 9. Good. This one we hold. Reach it up and hold. Optionally, if you can reach your foot or your shin and you want to lift that leg a little bit higher, go ahead and do that. Keep the form, right? Keep that 90-degree angle as you stretch and externally rotate through the hip here. If you have a hold of your foot, let go. See if you can hold that space. And then everybody lower down. Whoo, good. Bend your top knee. Lift. So both knees are at 90 degrees. Lift your top leg, knee away from the other one. So your right leg stays down, your left leg goes up. These are clamshells, right? Everybody's probably done them at some point in their life. So I want you to lift and lower. Here's the secret to clamshells. Do not let your hips rock. Don't let the hips roll back. Keep them stationary as if your hips were locked in place and it's just your knee that's moving up and down. Yep, good. We're almost done. And this is 3, and 2, and 1. Lower your knee, lift your foot, hold. Now we're working with those external rotators. Breathe. Actually, that would probably be internal rotators. And then tap the foot down, lift up. We're doing 10 and 9, 8, right? There's so many components. Good, breathe. 6, I can't talk and count at the same time. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, release it. Good, if you feel that hip, just shake it out, roll it out. And then switch sides. So you're laying left side down, right side up. Bend your bottom knee. If it's okay, straighten your top leg. If that doesn't feel good, just put the foot on the floor. That works okay too. But it's a nice stretch if you can feel it. So you're laying on that left hip, your leg is 90 degrees. Just simply lift your foot off the floor, foot and lower shin off the floor. Keep the knee down and lower. Let's lift and lower for 10. Lift. And 3. And 4. Can you smile while you're doing this? 5. And 6. Yeah. 7. And 8. When you come up, pause a second there. Don't just lower down. And lift and hold. Good. Breathe, everybody. Your foot is flexed. Your knee is pressing toward the floor. If you can reach and want to, you can lift that ankle up a little bit higher. Notice the difference one side to the other. Breathe and release the hand. See if you can hold it. Woo! And lower and let go. Nice. Bend your top knee. Both knees are at 90 degrees. I didn't say this on the other side, but for clamshells, you don't really want your knees straight out from the hips. You want them a little diagonal down. So just move them away from the hip line a little bit. Press the feet together, lift the knee. There you go. And lift. And 3. Good. So when I was reading the article on falls, right? Especially as we get older, one of the keys to reducing the possibility of falls was to work and strengthen the legs, the hips, and the glutes. Good. One more here. Just lift and hold for a second. Feel that whole outer hip working. Lower that knee to the floor. Lift your foot. Whew. Good. And take it down. Let's do 10 of those. And 3. And 4. You got this, everybody. 5. 6. Working through the range of motion of that hip joint. And 8. And 9. Good. One more. Just hold it a second. Just feel that internal rotation. Notice. And lower it down. Rub out that hip. And come all the way up to a seat. Good. Grab your strap. If you normally would sit on a blanket, go ahead and sit on a blanket. Take the right leg, bend the right knee, and take that foot into Janusirsasana. So the foot is resting at the inner thigh. If that hurts your knee, you know, right? Just walk that leg down. You can even take it out to the side if that's more appropriate. If your right knee is way up off the floor, just go ahead and support that with a block. Put a block underneath it. That'll make it, make that inner thigh work a lot less. Take the strap around your left foot. Press into the strap and pull the strap back and pull the shoulders back. Good. Just breathe here, everybody. So stretching out the hamstring muscles, start to draw the pelvis forward, right? Watch the upper body, no rounding. You know that. You probably hear that in your sleep from me. No rounding. As you draw the torso forward, feel the left thigh press back into its socket. So it's as if someone were holding that left hip back, even as you come forward. Good. Breathe, everybody. Don't have to go super deep here. We're going to warm these hammies up a lot more in just a little bit. And take your torso up. Hold the strap in your left hand. Bend your left foot. Take the leg up and out. Good. If you can, that leg is straight up. The right arm goes up. You're pressing into your right leg for stability. The belly is toned. Take the left leg out to the side and breathe. Keep the torso long. Take that hand across. Take the leg across. Woo, yeah. And breathe. That opposite hand, by the way, can be on the floor for stability. It doesn't have to be lifted up. Good. Here's the tricky part. See if you can let go of your strap. Take both arms up, reach the leg forward, and let go. Release your strap from your leg. Release your right leg. Shake them both out. And switch sides. My voice is going. Excuse me. Let me get a sip of water. Pause. All right, so that's better. Left leg in, right leg straight out from the hip. Grab your strap, wrap it around your foot. Pull that strap back. Oh, soften the shoulders. Relax your body, smile. It's almost as if you could reach that all the way back, right? Just stretching out through the back of the legs and then start to bring the pelvis forward, start to bring the torso forward. But don't worry about how far you go, right? Instead, tap into the stretch in the leg. Make sure your knee is pointing straight up. Your right knee is pointing straight up. Remember to cushion under your left knee if that is appropriate for you. Oh, right. And so we just check it out. If we could stay really curious about our bodies, if we could stay really curious about the sensations that we are having as we do our yoga poses, we would learn a lot. We would really learn a lot. Like what happens if you just kind of turn your foot in or turn your foot out? How does that just change the sensation as it moves through the calf muscles and up into the hamstrings, right? Pretty cool stuff. Good, and then take your torso up. Hold the strap in your right hand. Bend your knee. Find your stability. Lift the leg up. Adjust the strap as you need to. Maybe the left arm goes up. Maybe the left hand stays down to help with balance. And just check it out. Take the leg out to the side. Whew. And breathe, right? Where's that leg go compared to the other leg? Right? You make yourself crazy thinking about all this stuff. And then bring the leg to center. Hold the strap with your left hand. Bring the leg over. Press into that leg. Woo, good. Fun part here. Let that strap go. See if you can hold it. Bring it back to center and let it go. Oh, yeah. And straighten out your left leg. Shake both legs out. Set your strap aside. And let's come to table pose. Oh, hips, hips, hips. I tell you. And I discovered a neat little stretch, and it was from Bob and Brad. I talk about Bob and Brad a lot. They are physical therapists online, a couple of kooky guys that have some really good information. But come on down to your elbows, widen the knees a little bit, and then just lean into one hip. And then center, lean into the other hip. Center, go easy, right? So we're really stretching that iliotibial band, that ITB that goes from hip to hip. Good, go to the other side, stretch. And take it back to center. Stay on your elbows, interlace your hands, tone the belly, and just step the legs back to an elbow plank. So getting a little bit more serious about our warm-up. Fire up the legs, tone the belly. Know that you can drop down to your knees as an option. And then really press into your forearms and breathe. Watch that head, watch that neck, right? That can get really tense really quickly. And then tap the knees down for 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold that pose. Lift those knees if you can. Squeeze and then start to lift your hips. Walk the feet in. So elbow down dog, or really this is dolphin pose, right? Find your breath. Press into your forearms. Your head is not touching the floor, but the back of the neck is long. Everybody breathe. Push out of your shoulders. Walk the feet back. Come back to elbow plank. Lower down to your bellies. Release your hands and come to Sphinx pose. And breathe. If you have a good mat, right, like I do, it might have been a little rough on those elbows, right? Breathe. Shake it out. All right, so let's repeat that 2 more times. Interlace the hands. Make sure the elbows aren't too far out to the sides, right under your shoulders. What do you do from here? How do you get from here to elbow plank, right? So tone the belly in, press into your knees. You can stay there or flip your toes under, lift there. Tone in, look down at your lovely thumbs. Thank them for their work and breathe, those opposable thumbs. Woo. Good. Reach the hips up. Walk the feet in. Find dolphin pose. Big deep breath. Watch the arms. Watch the shoulders. Use your breath. Push into your pinkies. That's it. Walk the feet out. Hold your plank. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your knees. Release to Sphinx pose. Release out of those forearms that are getting a mat burn. Breathe. Oh, good. Nice Sphinx pose, everybody. Pressing into the pubic bone, toning the belly in, maybe engaging those glute muscles a little bit. Good. We got one more. I said 3. We're doing 3. All right, here we go. So press into your forearms, interlace your hands, tone the belly in. Lift the knees if you want. Woo. Breathe, elbow plank. You can even stick your tongue out. Make sure that jaw's not getting really tense. Relax through the head, the neck, push into those forearms. Lift your hips, walk your feet up. Maybe you come up a little higher this time, dolphin pose, lifting the sit bones, finding your breath, and then walk the feet back out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower knees, lower hips, release the arms. I know, shake it out. And breathe. And then lower your whole upper body, but take the hands underneath your shoulders, squeeze your belly, lift to a plank, right to a downward facing dog. Plant the hands, spread through the fingers, feel the knuckles reach in, pedal your feet, stretch them out. You got this, everybody. And then just turn the feet side to side, again, stretching through the side hip, side body. And then look through your hands, either lower the knees and step forward right leg, or just step forward right leg. Once you're there, lower your left knee to the floor, wardrobe fix, and grab your blocks underneath your hands. So starting in there, super easy, just a low lunge stretch, right? We're stretching the front of the left leg. We're stretching the back of the right hip. We find our breath here. Try not to overweight your blocks, right? So that you're not just leaning in and losing your core. And then take your right block to the inside of your right foot and let your right knee go out to the side. Again, easy does it. You're on your pinky side of your foot. Stay here or take your right hand to your knee and push your knee back in towards center isometrically. It's real easy, real gentle. Use your breath. Release that. Take the hand to the outside and push the knee into your hand and resist. Breathe. Good. Bring the knee back to center. Take the block back to the outside. Just draw both hips back and switch sides. Bring your right knee back. Bring your left knee forward. Find your first lunge, right? Front knee, front ankle lined up. You're not sitting on your kneecap at the back. You're rolled forward of that so it doesn't hurt the knee. Getting a sweet stretch through the front leg. And then when you're ready, take the block to the inside, left hand, and let the knee float out to the side. I know you can't see it too much on this side, but you already know. So you're resting toward the pinky side of your left foot. Take the left hand to the inside and push in. And breathe. Oh, yeah. That's it. And then take the hand to the outside and try to pull the knee into the outside a little bit more. Working that inner thigh. Bring the knee back up to center. Take the block back to the outside. Press both hips back. You're back on your knees. Set your blocks aside. Plant your hands. Downward facing dog. Stretching out. Yep, stretch out your waist, stretch out your hips. Feel comfortable in your body, right? Good, lower your knees to the floor. Blocks under hands. Here we are again. Wardrobe fix again. Why do they keep sliding down? Inquiring minds want to know. Bring your right foot forward. Come into a low lunge. Here we are again. Your choice. Leave that knee down or lift your left knee off the floor. We're going to be here for just a little bit. You can take your blocks higher, by the way. For some of you, that might be a little easier so you're not overly pressing into your blocks. Good. First things first, let's tap your left knee and lift. If your knee is down, You're not worried so much about that tap, right? Good, down and up. This is 4 and up. 5. If you can, leave the knee up. If your knee is down, we're doing the same thing as before. Take the block to the inside, just so you got some room. Take the left hand or the right hand to the right knee and let it reach out to the side. Squeeze the heck out of your left glute. There's your stability. Breathe. Good. Take the hand to the outside. Try to resist. Push that hand into your knee. Push your knee into your hand. Take everything back to center. Take the block back outside. Switch sides. Hips, hips, hips. Whoo, whoo, whoo. I know it's exciting. What'd you do on a Wednesday? All right, here we go. Your knee is up or your knee is down. If your knee is down, try pressing into the knees and squeezing them together, right? That's going to get you some glute work. Otherwise, tap it down. 1, 2. When you're tapping, try not to overlift the hips. Just the hips are moving just enough that you can lift the knee and not. Good. And then lift your knee and hold. Breathe. You don't really need to move your block. You're just taking your hand to your left knee, pressing that knee out to the side, gazing over at the left side, finding your pose. Whoo. And then take the hand to the outside of that same knee and resist as you press out, press in. Good. Take it to center. Nice job, everybody. Lower the knee if it's already high. Set your blocks out of the way. Slide your knee back to the other one. Come down to your elbows. Squeeze those elbows toward each other. Keep the shoulders wide. Step back to plank. If you can, you're off knees. If you can't, don't worry about it. If you're off knees, lift one leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower. Switch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower. Lower your knees, everybody. And maybe come to child's pose. Or sit back on your heels in hero pose. And just breathe. There are so many ways that you can work your hips, your glutes, your legs, right? There's just, it's endless. I could, I could teach hips and legs for a month and not run out of options. All right, let's keep moving. Remember, if you need more rest, more chill, just stay for a little bit longer. But otherwise, back to table pose, just so that you can come to downward facing dog. Breathe. Walk your hands back to your feet. Let's come up to standing. Bend your knees. Good form, everybody. And come on up. And then just roll it out, shake it out. You may or may not want to be near a wall space just to have it there. But if you have anything on your mat, go ahead and take it off. Like if you have a blanket down, go ahead and take that blanket off. And then come toward the front of your mat. Again, maybe a wall is nearby just for the heck of it. Your feet are hips width apart. Maybe start in mountain pose, right? You're nice and tall. Your feet are snuggling into your mat. Betty, I'd move all that out of your way. Yeah, and then take your hands to your hips. Keep that tone to the belly. You're gonna bend both knees and all you're gonna do is step back, any amount, doesn't have to be far. And then you're gonna push forward. Same thing on both sides. So this is the balance part, right? As we start to move in space, step back, what's happening with your standing leg, and step forward. Good, step back. And forward. Make sure you're going wide enough. And forward. Last one here. Keep that foot back. You can turn it down to the side if that's better for your ankle. Inhale, reach the arms up, nice little high lunge, or warrior one, right? Depending on what that back foot's doing. Big deep breath. Squeeze the belly in, make your front body long. Good. Hands come back to your hips and push forward and shake it out. Good. We're going to go right to the other side. So you start in mountain pose, right? Right leg stays forward this time. Bend both knees, right? If you go from a straight leg, it's really hard to move from there. So soften the knees and step back. And then step forward. Good. Step back and forward. Good. Find that still point. Back and forward. Whew. This is 4 and forward. Last one. Step back, hold. Again, back foot is either straight forward or turn to the side, more warrior one-ish. Hips are even. Take the arms up. Squeeze the back glute. Find your breath. Big deep breath. There you go. Hands come back, push off your back leg and step forward and shake it out. So that was the easy part. I find this very interesting that stepping back and forward is way easier than stepping forward and back. I don't know what that is. So for me, stepping forward from the back position is way trickier. So here we go, right? We're not afraid of a challenge. Hands come to your hips. You don't have to keep the hands here. If it's easier to keep them out for balance, that's okay. And you're just gonna look toward the front of your mat. Good solid balance pose or mountain pose. Bend your knees, step forward, right leg. Doesn't have to be a big step. And then push off to come back. Step forward, push back. And 3, remember what I said last week, if you were here, when I'm focused, I don't smile. And then I go, oh, smile, step forward. At least I'm supposed to be thinking I'm having fun, right? Last one, step forward, push back, shake it out. Good. Other side, focus forward, look where you're gonna step, left leg goes forward. Here we go, step forward, push back. Step forward, push back. Yeah. Forward, this side is stronger for me, right? So that right leg creating more stability. And back. Last one, step forward and step back. Good. Shake it out, everybody. So something that you can play with as you go through your week doing that step forward, step back stuff. Hands on your hips. Feet or hips width apart, lift off both heels and down. And lift, down, 3, squeeze them up, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, squeeze them up, hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower, shake them out. Good, everybody breathe. So again, that was the easy part. This next one, again, is so oddly easy and tricky at the same time. And I learned this thanks to Betty. So you're standing in mountain pose. Remember, especially Achilles issues, if you've had a recent injury, I would go back to 2 feet. Okay, but otherwise, I want you to lift your left foot off the floor. Find your focus point. Fingertips can be at a wall or a piece of furniture. And then lift your right heel. Lift up and down. Lift up, down. If you can, pause it for a second. Down. We're only doing 5. 4 and down. I can't hold it even for a second. And lift and lower. Wow, crazy, right? Good. Switch to your left foot. Lift your right foot off the floor. Squeeze your left glute And lift and lower for 5. 1, 2, 3, interesting. 4, 5. Whoo, and shake it out. Play with those during the course of your day as well. From a balance standpoint, right? Everything we can do is going to be helpful. And then come back to the front of your mat. We'll shake that out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come on down. Whew. Forward fold feels pretty good at the moment. Bend your knees. Think about it. Step back. 1, stay here, or give me just a step forward, tap, and a step back, tap. 1 more here. Step forward, just tap. Step back, tap, and hold. Squeeze the legs together. Inhale, reach up. Balance work. The knee can be down, right? Find your breath here. Press your front knee against an imaginary wall. Squeeze your back glutes. Use your breath. Come on down. Step back, downward facing dog. To plank pose. To elbows. Yep. Here we are again. Breathe. Push into your hands. Tap your knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Woo. Lift your hips. Walk your feet in. Dolphin. Dolphin. Working with those legs, everyone. Woo. Not to mention shoulders. Walk back out. Come back to plank. Listen up. Drop both knees. Push back into your hands. Down dog. Use your breath. Step forward, left leg. Yeah. Breathe. 1, you're here, knee down. 2, right? Or you're going to give me 2 sets of tap backs. So lift, tap back, and forward. Tap back and forward. Good. Hold this pose. Squeeze the legs together. Come on up. Woo. Breathe, everyone. I know. Where do I come up with this torture? Exhale, come on down. Step back, down dog. Hang in there, everybody. Plank pose, last one of these. Come on down to your elbows. Woo. Tap your knees for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hips up. Feet in, dolphin pose. Breathe. You got it. Step out. Lower the knees. Push back to your hands, right? All that is shoulder work. Down dog. Walk the hands back. All the way back. Bend your knees. And come on up. You know, and I think too, right? The more we move towards summer, the more we find that summer energy, right? So classes get a little bit more flowy. They get a little harder, right? We tap into all that pitta energy. So shake it out. Talking about balance again, be mindful, right? We're going to figure this out. All right, so plant your feet. Hands come to your hips. Bend your knees. You're sideways on your mat, by the way. Sideways on your mat. Soften the knees. You're going to step to the side. Let's do left leg. Just tap and come center 5 times. Tap out and center. What happens, right? We're keeping the knees soft. Center, 4, center, 5, and center. Good. You know the other side's coming, so let's just do it. Belly in, tap out, and center. Both knees soft when you step out, and center. Breathe, and 4, and 5 and center. Good, step both legs wide. All your toes pointing in the same direction, bend your knees. Good, sorry, turn your toes slightly out to the sides. Press the knees out. Tone the belly in. You don't have to go really low, right? Take your hands to your inner thighs and resist. Push your thighs back into your hands, but resist. Oh, right? I'm feeling good. Do, 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 do. Resist, release, hands to the outside. Push those legs into your hands. Resist that possibility, right? Breathe. You got this. Now, if this is hurting, come up higher. Good. Release the hands, take them to your heart. Listen up. Seriously, hip, knee issues, you don't go any deeper. Everybody else, you're just going to see if you can have a seat. Little sumo wrestler here. Tone the belly in and push the legs straight, everybody. Slow, slow, slow. Super slow. Come on down. Squeeze it up. 3 more. Super slow. Pause. Press it up. Yeah. 2 more. Down. Press up. Ah, last one. Down we go. Hold if you can. If not, come on up. This is a whole bunch of work for the hips. I know it. You know it. We do it anyway. What are you going to do? Right? My grandmother, put your fingers together. What are you going to do? And stand up. Heel toe in. Shake out those legs, everybody. We are moving and grooving. Shake them out. Sorry, Miss Betty. Inhale, reach up, everyone. Exhale all the way down. Oh, take those feet wider on your mat, soft knees. Just chill in a forward fold here. You can have your hands on blocks or not. Don't need them. Stretch out your back, right? Stretch out the back of your legs. We've been working the quads a whole bunch. Good. And then bring the feet back in. Step back to down dog. Find your breath. Lower your knees to the floor. Oh, thank goodness. And then come on down. Let's come to a seat before we come all the way to the floor. Take the left leg out at an angle. Take your right foot, right knee in. Again, cushion underneath your right knee. If that makes sense for you, make sure the flesh is out from your sit bones. And then inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist to the left leg. Tilt forward. Easy does it here. And let the hands come to the floor. Open up the collarbones and just contemplate reaching over this left leg. Maybe the left leg is energized. If you feel that in the knee, maybe you've got a little cushion, even if it's part of your mat, right? Underneath the left knee, so you have something to press into. Good, big deep breath, everybody. And then hold your left hand, hold anywhere on your leg or your foot that you can find, that you can reach. And then bring the right arm up and over. Big stretch here. Oh, good, release. Walk your hands center. Snuggle in, everybody. And then walk your hands to the right. And come on up. Release, take both legs wide. Ooh. Technology issues. Good, soften the backs of both knees. Press into your heels, take the hands forward, just stretch a little bit. And then come on up. Leave your right leg where it is. Take the left leg in. Again, block under the knee is awesome. If that works for you, take the arms up. Twist everything to the right. Take it forward and drop in. And just check it out, right? Nothing too deep here. You know, I always say you don't have to look like anybody else. As you're doing your yoga practice, you trust your body. You do what you can, that's all. Breathe. And then right hand anywhere on the leg, on the foot. Take the left arm up and over, stretch that whole left side. Oh, that feels good. Big deep breath. Release that hand. Walk your hands to center. Pause. Right? Torso is long. Remember, you know how I feel about rounding. Don't do it. No. Try to keep some really nice length in that spine. And walk your hands to your left. Pause here. Big deep breath. And come on up. Oh, take the soles of the feet together and find Baddha Konasana. And breathe. Where you put your feet, by the way, you know, sometimes, I mean, in true Baddha Konasana, the heels of the feet are close to the groin, but not if this hurts, right? If your knees hurt or your hips hurt, you can go out as far as you want. You can separate the feet. You can do whatever you want. Isn't that the beauty, right? Trust your body. It's like not that we want to not do, but we want to do in a healthy way. All right, so choices here. One, this is plenty enough stretch for you. You already have a couple blocks under your knees. Otherwise, the hands go to the tops of your knees. Push your knees up. Breathe, belly toned, and then just let go. Don't push down. Good, push up and squeeze. Breathe, 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 and let go. Last one here, squeeze up, squeeze up, squeeze up, and let go. Good, bring both knees together. Straighten your left leg, step your right foot over. Lift up nice and tall. Your left arm wraps around your knee. You're lifting up even taller, and then twist to the right. Use your breath here. In all twists, the important part is to lengthen the spine before you twist, right? So we find that length, tailbone goes down, crown of the head goes up. Big deep breath, and we let it go. Good, take everything back to center. Release that leg, straighten it out. Bend your left leg, step it over. Lift up nice and tall. And then wrap the right arm around. Lift your spine again. On the exhale, twist over to the left. And breathe. That's it. And release, come back to center, straighten that leg. Good, bend your right knee. If you can, you're gonna set your ankle above your left knee. Above, not on, above or below, but not on. And then start to bend your left knee. How far you go again is gonna be totally up to you, your hips, your knees, what it feels like for you. If you are leaning way back, just take the hands behind you. You don't need the hands to hold the legs. So you can take those hands behind you and keep your stability that way. Otherwise, you can sit up nice and tall. You can reach the arms through, right? Find your range of motion for that hip and then rock a little bit side to side and breathe. I'm laughing because there's a mosquito floating in front of my eyes. Where's my yogi when I need it, right? I want to kill it. Okay, back to what we were doing. Breathe, everybody. 1, stay here. 2, slide your right knee across. Hands come behind you. Walk the feet out. Yep. So cow face pose, great stretch for the hips. Your knees can be up or down. It depends on you, right? So you can use a block under your knees. If your knees are up and that's as far as they're going to go, put a block underneath here to hold the space. Some of you are going to be able to drop those knees down. Some of you can drop the knees, but separate them a little bit, right? Cow face pose. We're not going to go into huge details because you might just be in a seated figure 4 and getting a yummy stretch right there. So I would stay there, right? Good, big deep breath. Let it out. Good. If you happen to have gone into cow face, lean back. Come out the way you came in. Come back to figure 4. Straighten your left leg, everybody. Straighten your right leg. Shake it out. Good. Other side. Bend your left knee. Turn it out to the side. Your ankle goes above your right kneecap. Maybe you lean back, maybe not. Start to bend the right leg. Da, da, ho, ho. Feel that, right? And I'll tell you, when we work the legs and hips as much as we just did, you can really feel these stretches afterward. So again, remember, you can use the hands behind you to keep your torso nice and steady. We're almost done here, everybody. Maybe you rock a little side to side. Find your breath. So once again, either stay here or slide the knee over. Walk the feet out to your level. If the knees are hovering, drop a block underneath that knee. Find your pose here. Ooh, yeah. Just breathe. It's been a lot of information floating out these days about balance. And I find that things come out, a lot of similar things come out all at the same time, whatever it is that's happening. But I've gotten several newsletters and articles all dealing with balance. So think about that in your life, right? As we start playing with the physical aspects of balance, start thinking about where there is and is not balance happening in your life. Good. So come out the way you came in. If you're in cow face legs, release it. Come back to figure 4. And then straighten the right leg. And then straighten the left leg. And shake those babies out. Good. And then let your feet come to the front of your mat if they are not already. Take the arms out. The knees are bent. Lift your spine. And take it as slow, 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 slow as possible, all the way down to the floor. Oh, bend both knees. Press the sacrum into the floor. Bring your left knee to your chest. Straighten your right leg along the floor. Big deep breath. Release the hands, but hold the knee. Notice that might be that much easier. Take the leg straight up to the ceiling, point your toes, and slowly lower that leg all the way down to the floor. Once it's down, bend, flex the foot, bend your right knee, bring that into chest, drawing it toward that right shoulder. Breathe. Release the hands, hold the knee. Straighten the leg up to the ceiling. Point your toes. Woo! And slowly lower down. Good. One more, both sides. Bring your left knee in. Squeeze. You don't even have to use your hands this time. Straighten it up. Woo! Point your toes. Lower that leg as long as you can. And bring your right knee in. Straighten it up. Point your toes. Lower it down. Take one heel to each corner of your mat. Check your hips and body to see that it is feeling pretty centered on your mat. Let the legs go. So let those toes fall out to the sides. Take your arms out to your sides and find Shavasana. Big deep breaths, everybody. And with each exhale, allow your body to settle into your mat even more. Feel that soft, sweet breath move through your body, feeding it, energizing it, relaxing it all at the same time. Start to relax your jaw and your belly. Start to relax the thoughts. Don't stick on any one thought, just let them come and go. Maybe feel the air as it moves in through your nostrils. Maybe notice the sounds around you. Feel yourself moving deeper into your Shavasana. Feel the edges around your heart soften as you allow in more joy, more contentment, more peace. Can you soften even more here? Can you let go even more? For those who would like to stay in Shavasana, much longer, I invite you to do so. For those of you who are ready to start moving, wiggle the toes and the fingers. And move very slowly here as you bend one knee and then the other knee. As you draw those knees to chest. As you rock side to side. And allow the knees to roll to one side, pausing there in fetal pose. Maybe you smile here that you made it to yoga class, that you stayed with it, that you did what you could do. That's a celebration right there. And then slowly but surely make your way all the way back up to your seated pose.